As I make this decision, I intend to consult with members of both parties across the political spectrum, and it is my hope that we can swear in our new Supreme Court justice in time for him or her to be seated by the first Monday in October when the court's new term begins.
That was President Obama talking about the big decision in front of him, picking the next Supreme Court justice. It's a conservative court, and a lot of progressives out there want to know if he's really willing to put a liberal on the court. For more on that, let's bring in Norm Goldman, our senior legal analyst and attorney and Democratic strategist. Norm, is there any chance the president won't pick a good lefty for the seat?
Ed, there's no chance of that whatsoever. President Obama knows that the Supreme Court has gone so far over to the right that he definitely needs somebody at least as moderate as Justice Souter, if not even more to the left, to try and bring the court back to the center because it's gone way off to the right.
What do you see as some of the big issues coming up for the next session of the Supreme Court?
Well, Ed, you know, you can always count on gays, gods, and guns, and especially now, because last year, as you'll recall, the Supreme Court held for the first time in American history that the Second Amendment gives individuals the right to bear arms outside the context of a militia. Now, so the Supreme Court's going to have a whole lot of cases dealing with how the states can regulate the guns while people have a right to bear arms.
Is the timing good for the Republicans on this, that they can bring back the wedge issues? What do you think, Norm?
Ed, I'm sure they're going to try, and a lot of it will depend on who the president nominates. You know, the Republicans, are going to do all the opposition research that they can do to try and find any kind of way, any kind of wedge issue to try and get after the nominee.
But what do you make of the president saying, well, he's going to talk to both sides and how the mudslinging starts? And these are very intense hearings. They've really changed over the years with the information age. So does it bother you at all that the president says, yeah, he wants to hear what the Republicans have to say? You know what they're going to do.
Well, Ed, you know, they always say that. The president, whoever the president is, always says, we're going to, talk to both sides. But President Obama is an extremely smart fellow, and he understands where the Supreme Court has gone, and this is a rare chance for a president to really put a stamp on the Supreme Court. So I don't think he's going to listen much to the Republicans by way of actually taking their advice. He'll listen to them, but he's not going to take their advice.
Norm, good to have you on tonight, buddy. Thanks so much. For more,
Ed,
let's bring you bet.